It's the 29th, huh? Wow, March is almost over already. Time just slipping
Mm,
into the
mm-mm,
future.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
What's up, everybody? It's March 29th, 2018. You're listening to the Talking Games Podcast. I'm Bobby Shortle, and I'm here with Kelsey Levati.
Hello. It was
Kelsey,
malfunctioning.
you literally can now just mute your microphone with a little button on the front of the microphone. You don't have to mute it in the computer anymore. In like two separate places.
I'm sorry.
Just mute it from the microphone, Kelsey. And waiting patiently, Mr. Matthew Wood.
Oh yeah, well, patient. I don't know about that.
Matt, I see the beard is starting to come back.
I mean, it's it's genetics, man. It's a lot. But no, yeah, it's coming back. I never fully shave, so there's always elements of a beard there.
Right. No, I get that for sure.
Yeah.
But I'd say, I mean, you streamed on Sunday and it is now Wednesday, and the amount of beard is markedly more now.
Oh yeah, well that's what Rondo of Blood will do to you.
It's true.
It will put hair on your face.
That bitchin' ass music will make your hair grow.
Bitchin' ass music, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, if people don't know, Matt streamed some Wii virtual console games.
Yeah, I think I might start streaming some Rondo.
Nice. I would love to watch that.
I think it's just so fun.
It is very fun, and it's not. Rondo of Blood is a Castlevania game, if people don't know.
Yeah.
Released
We
in
call
America
it Rondo because we're cool as shit.
Yeah,
so.
very, very cool. We are not talking about former Celtics point guard Rajon Rondo.
No.
But it's a Castlevania game. It was released in America, as Dracula X, Matt?
Yeah, for the Super Nintendo. It was released like really late too, and the Super Nintendo's life. So not many people played it, and it's Dracula X is not very good.
Because the Rondo of Blood is what, the TurboGrafx CD? Is that where it came out first?
Yeah, which was like already the TurboGrafx was an incredibly obscure video game console.
Mm-hmm.
A CD component to that, no one had that. So yeah, the TurboGrafx CD, while released in America, Rondo of Blood was not, but it was region free. So if you're able to. If you're the kind of person buying a TurboGrafx CD in the early 90s, you're also the kind of person importing games from Japan.
Right,
it's a safe assumption. Yeah.
So it was a kind of a big deal when it came out on the Wii Virtual Console, because it was like the first like very easy way to buy the original game.
Yeah, I'm curious like what that's going for right now, just out of morbid curiosity, because I know that it's going to be going for like an arm and a leg, but yeah, the Wii Virtual Console, God, R.I.P.
So
it's still there technically, but you can't buy anything.
You can't buy points anymore.
Yeah, you can't buy points.
If you already had points, you could be buying stuff still, but you can't buy any more points right now. So Rondo of Blood was the version on the Wii Virtual Console is very interesting, right? Because all the text is in Japanese, but all the voiceover is in German.
Yeah. At least that's part of it. It's nothing but authentic to the story it's telling. It's a lot of like, well, I don't understand this language. Don't understand that one either.
Yeah.
So, but
if you understood one of the two, you would get half of it.
Right. A copy of Rondo of Blood will set you back about 175 to 250. It looks like. So,
and that's like the original for the TurboGrafx 16 CD?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's not quite as bad as I thought it was going to be.
$9 was not that bad.
No. So Matt played a little of that at the end of his stream. That was the main event of Matt's Wii Virtual Console stream. If people don't know, and we mentioned it before, that game has amazing music. It has amazing music.
Yeah.
It has, I think, the best music in the Castlevania series.
It has those Konami drums, and it has the CD quality. That was the nice thing about it. Is but Dracula Castlevania 3 is very good. Dracula's Curse is very good. So I can't say one's better than the other. Kelsey, what are your thoughts?
Kelsey, again, you can mute the microphone on the microphone.
No, it's too slow. I only heard my name now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. Just say Rondo.
Rondo?
Okay.
All right,
All
good,
right. So
good.
that's the winner. That's the winner.
Why?
I'll edit it so that it sounds like she just answered us right away.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm interested. I would like to see you play through that game, Matt. That'd be fun. To watch you play that game.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun. Dude, Castlevania's so good. Like, and here's another thing too. Okay, I get it. People love Symphony.
Mhm.
Pre-Symphony Castlevania is better.
Well, I mean, I think that like some of the pre-Symphony, I don't think Symphony Night is the best Castlevania game, but I don't think it's worse than all of the previous Castlevania games.
Oh no!
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Whoa. I'm not saying that. But
Because there
no,
is Castlevania 2. Which
yeah,
is
that
terrible.
game is hot, cryptic ass bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should not need a Nintendo Power to play a video game.
Let me ask you a question, Matt.
Konami.
And Rondo is also not as difficult as some of those earlier Castlevania games either, right?
It's the thing about Castlevania is it's hard to say like they're technically difficult. They're definitely tedious. I would say more because it's once you get like I can get through pretty much 95% of the first Castlevania very easy, but it's only because like I've essentially memorized that game.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. In that argument, I would say Rondo is probably less difficult to memorize than the other Castlevanias, but it's still not easy. No,
it's not easy. I mean, a 4 is relatively easy comparatively.
Four. I think is the most. That one would bring people in better.
Right.
That and 3. Three's not easy, but 3 is just so fucking badass that.
I don't think I've ever played through any of them except for Symphony all the way, but I watched Vinny on Giant Bomb play through all of them, and like, he had a lot of trouble with Castlevania 3 at points.
Yeah, no, like I said, it gets to be a point in Castlevania. Yeah, I'm like, fuck you, Castlevania. I keep on forgetting Bloodlines. I always forget Bloodlines.
Oh yeah, Bloodlines. That's right. Yeah.
That's a pretty accessible Castlevania, but it's also a toughie. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. He plays a guy from Texas.
Oh wow,
it's weird.
That is weird.
John Morris.
Huh.
Vampire Hunter.
So keeping up with the old games, Matt, you've also we streamed some Burnout a couple of weeks ago. You've been Burnout Paradise Remastered. You've been putting some time into that, Matt?
I played Saturday night with my friend who we were going to go out and get pizza, but he passed the kidney stone. Not going to say his name, just going to tell you that fact.
Oh, wow.
Anyway,
Poor guy.
he was okay. He played Burnout, but he was like, "Hey, I can't go out and get pizza." And I was like, shit, why not? Because I was like really wanting pizza. And then he told me that, and I was like, I guess that's fine. You want to play Burnout? And he was like, yeah. And so we had the headsets going, and we're playing and everything. And so every once in a while, I'd hear, ooh. and I would know what was happening. Sorry. It's probably not the answer you were looking for.
No, not really. I wanted to hear about how you were enjoying the game Burnout Paradise. But that story was good too. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's good. It's a good game. It's a lot of fun.
How are you finding playing it now, 10 years later?
I mean, it holds up surprisingly well. I mean, there's definitely things I'm noticing where it's like, I don't think that looks as good as it could have looked. But my God, that game just flows so incredibly well. There's some tedious things I think with the menus still, But it's still very, very, very fun.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like visually, there's things you can see that are obviously look like a 10-year-old game, like dressed up for today. But for me, most of the stuff that disconnects is like the navigation and menu stuff, and the fact that
Yes.
let me set a waypoint on the map, and then
Yeah.
at least give me some indication as to where it is when I set it. You know, that's
Right.
the tough part of it. Like you don't have to give me a driver line if you don't want to, but maybe send up some sort of signal up into the sky or something
Something
that
that gets bigger when I get closer or something.
yeah,
Anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
It sucks when you're doing a race and it's like, hey, it's east. And it's just like, okay, not as easy as it looks.
Yeah,
There's a big piece of water separating a lot of what's east from where I'm at.
yeah.
But yeah.
Not being able to fast travel to like race start points and stuff is a little rough. For races, you have to restart. Like I don't care so much for just the races I want to go to, but like when I have to restart a race, like having to go all the way back to where it begins is very tough. And then the other part that gets me is like when I want to change my car, like come on.
Yeah,
Like,
I should just be able to do it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
Yeah, I especially when you like want to try out a car and then you're like, oh, this car just fucking sucks. And then you're like, where do I go? Like, how do I get rid of this thing?
Yeah.
And I'm in the car that goes way too fast and is impossible to control for like 15 minutes. And yeah, it sucks the fun out of it because it's like, oh, go to the junk shop. And I'm like, I don't know where that is. And even when I get to the place where the icon is, I'm still like, where is this place? Like, where's this junk shop at?
Yeah, I know.
It can be frustrating, but it's still way more fun than it has a right to be.
It's true. Absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
So Kelsey, a game came out that you've been waiting for.
Yeah.
It came out on some date, and it's about some character. Can you tell me about this game?
Detective Pikachu.
Oh wait, that came out?
Okay, Matt, I know for a fact you had that delivered to your house, so whatever.
Yeah, I totally did.
If people don't follow Matt and or Kelsey on Twitter, you missed a pretty epic, like, month-long troll.
I hated it. Yeah. I actually hated it.
How could you have hated that?
That really just got bigger and bigger as it went along. Yeah. It was like it was like games of one-upsmanship
with each other.
Yeah,
we were. Oh yeah, no, it totally became that after a while. It was like, shit, it's my day. What am I gonna do? Fuck. And it would have been fine if we started on like 15 days until Detective Pikachu.
Yeah,
we started on like day 25, so it was rough. Tough. It was rough.
Yeah, because I started. I'm like, oh, it's a month away, so you guys had a whole month.
Yeah,
that's your own fault.
Yeah, well, sorry. I think we brought it home. So what's up?
All right. Anyways.
So what's up? So what's up?
Yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah. Well, it came out. I only played a little bit today. So I only solved one mystery. It was with an APOM, and it was quite a graphic, almost murder mystery because the APOM was passed out the whole time. But it's fun. You know what it is? It's like I knew it was gonna be, like very kiddie, but I didn't think it was gonna be like funny. I don't know what I expected, but Pikachu sounds like Danny DeVito, and like he sounds like he's been smoking for like 25 years, and he's had like a rough life, and he's just trying to be a detective to help his family. Like it's very funny. He's like a ladies' man. I don't know. It's very reminiscent of like detective shows, and I like that. So in terms of gameplay, it's like fairly simple. You're just like exploring a specific area to like find clues, put it together, and solve the mystery. But the true charm is in Danny DeVito Pikachu.
Yeah, she's absolutely right. He's a show stealer.
He really.
Like, fuck OG Pikachu.
He's really funny. Like, he really makes the game. Like, he'll be like, he sounds like my uncle. Like, he'll be like, "Ma, what's the matter with this guy? He's too busy for us." He'll be like, "Oh, did you see that lady? She was looking at you. Why don't you ask her to go for coffee?"
One of my favorite lines is when he's talking to whatever. I only know the first 150 Pokemon, so anything else, I'm like, what the fuck is that? But there's like a poodle Pokemon.
Oh yeah, Fru.
Thank you, Fru. And so the thing is, you're interrogating the people because, okay, Pokemon, because even though as gruff as Detective Pikachu is, he still says, Pokemon. I'm like, all right.
There's an accent aigu.
You would not, but like, if this was a real person, he would have still been like. Anyway, you shouldn't be able to talk to him. He shouldn't be able to talk to you, but you can. That's going to be apparently the mystery to solve. I assume. I think so too. I'm also fully expecting that to not go anywhere. So it's either going to be the main course or just never talked about. But anyway, you decide, okay, this Pokemon is going to speak to the Pokemons, and I'm going to speak to the people, and we're going to combine our shit. And there's one part where you're talking to a lady that has a frou-frou. And Detective Pikachu, he starts talking to the thing, and they're just having a back and forth. And then you ask him, "Hey, what did that frou-frou say?" He says something along the lines of like, "Oh, this is, it's really sad because she's having trouble with this other frou-frou and blah 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 blah." And then he's like, "Yeah, sometimes Pokemon go through a lot," or something like that. It's just like, this is weird. This is really weird. Like, why did Nintendo do this? Like,
I know. I love it.
It's really bizarre. It's a weird game.
It's the best. And then there's one part where he walks into the detective office and he's like, "Oh, where are the donuts?" And then he goes and like eats the donuts. And then the receptionist is like, "Pikachu, those are for the clients." And he's like, "Ma, I'm just having a little bit of coffee."
Right. Like the monkey Pokemon, give me that name again. Apron. He's like, he steals like a lady's necklace, which is fucked up, but that's what happens when you live in a world of Pokemon.
Yeah, come on.
But anyway, he steals this lady's necklace, and like he goes like a hot dog stand or something. There's like a bunch of ketchup, and the monkey's like flipping out. He's flipping out, and he throws a bunch of shit at you. And Pikachu's like, and then he catches one in his mouth, and he's like, "Yeah, it's not bad, even with ketchup." And it's like, what the fuck is this game? It is the most surreal video game I have. It is a crime that we can. Do we have the ability to stream 3DS shit?
No.
That's the only reason this game came out. Is because they're like, people are going to have a hard time sharing this bullshit, so just do whatever you want. It's so weird.
You'd have to like just point a camera at it, I guess.
Yeah.
It might be worth it.
It would totally be worth it.
Because there's moments where I'm just like, what the fuck is this game?
Now,
hey, let's take this charming, delightful character that can only say his name. For the past 20 fucking years, everyone's been thinking, "Oh, he's so cute," and let's just make him a weird kind of bastard. But a heart of gold.
That was the best part of the beginning, is when he realizes that people don't understand him. So he gets hit by the car, and then he looks at the cab driver and he's like, pick up.
Right. It's so weird. And it's also the first time, like, in a Pokemon game that I know of, because I haven't really played that many, but that you're just, like, walking around, and it's totally, like, what you would actually see if you were in that RPG, where it's just like, oh, I'm just a lady hanging out with my frou-frou. Or I'm just a dude, I'm a businessman going to my job, and I got a Jigglypuff right beside me. Whatever. And it's just weird, because... Like, when he gets off the subway and there's that trash Pokemon just hanging out in the trash. Bobby left.
No, but I think
Bobby gave up. He's like, let him have the show. All right.
Sorry, guys. I had to fix something.
All right. So we almost turned this into one of those episodes.
So, maybe I missed this in all the other talk, but what do you actually, like, do as gameplay-wise?
Okay. So basically, what ends up happening is that, like, you'll run into situations. So, like, just like in the game where, like, someone's jumping up and down, and then you figure out, like, that they have a problem. So the first mystery that you have, for example, like, it's a little girl that lost her necklace, and she's like, oh, it's my most precious necklace. Please go get it. And so then you're like, okay. So with the crime scene, you can interview people and Pokemon. So Pikachu interviews the Pokemon, you interview the people. And then, like, depending on what they say, there's also, like, little clues in the crime scene that you can investigate. And then it's kind of like Detective Batman, I guess, like the Batman Telltale game, where you, like, kind of try to pin things together, but it's, like, far more simpler. And then that leads you to another area. So, for example, like with the Apoms, it's like, okay, you figure out that the one that had the ketchup stain on his tail had the necklace. Then you're like, okay, and then one guy said, oh, well, the one with the ketchup stain on his paw went to the forest. So you're like, okay, chill. You go to the forest, and then there's another mystery that you have to solve there. So you're, like, putting things together within, like, the crime scene area and the other areas of the park.
Okay.
And then you get the necklace, and then you bring it to the little girl, and she's like, thank you, whatever. And then that's when Pikachu's like, ask her out.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing that really grates on me is the fact that, like, you kind of have to talk to every NPC in the game. And occasionally, like, they're helpful and useful. And every once in a while, you'll talk to someone, and they're just like, I'm going shopping. And it's like, well, thanks. But, like, it's just... Because you don't know who you should be talking to. And I don't know, maybe later in the game, like, only talk to the people that are, like, looking in this direction or something like that. Or only talk to the people that have Pokemon with them. But at the beginning, I'm just like, I guess I got to talk to all these people. That, I mean, anyone could have seen that monkey shit. So
Yeah, but a detective never rests.
Yeah, Matt.
It's true. She's not wrong. Oh shit! And the kid his dad was kidnapped or something. So
his dad disappeared.
Oh,
I have theories.
Okay.
His Pikachu's like the reincarnated dad.
Oh wow.
If this game goes there.
Oh wow.
Game
Okay.
of the year.
All right.
Game of the year.
All right.
Oh my god. Because this game might go there.
I feel like Anyways, my game of the year. I love it so much. It's the best.
All right.
It's a weird one. It's a weird game.
It sounds like a weird game.
It's fucking weird.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like everyone should buy this game.
I concur.
It needs to be seen to be believed. It needs to be experienced. It is so weird. And just to make sure I'm not just talking just to talk, I really do wish Nintendo would do more shit like this.
Yeah.
What exactly does more shit like this mean, though?
More Danny DeVito.
Take your IPs and just make, like, all of a sudden if Kirby starts talking like, say, Celine Dion.
Yes.
And I have to help Kirby, like, pick out prom dresses for people. Cool. Okay?
Okay.
We need to break the mold. We need to change things up. Let Link talk. I don't care anymore. I don't care.
Are you sure about that, Matt?
I don't care.
Okay. Matt's very angry. Or very defiant. I shouldn't say angry. He's very defiant about it. Alrighty. So I don't know how to follow that up. I don't me talking about Sea of Thieves is probably what's going to happen now. So Sea of Thieves came out March 20th. It's a Xbox first party game made by Rare, who obviously is a storied developer making games such as Banjo and Kazooie, such as the original Donkey Kong Country, such as Jet Force Gemini, such as Viva Pinata. That's in their Xbox days. Slalom, Perfect Dark. Unfortunately, Perfect Dark Zero, and then a lot of like avatars and Kinect games in the latter years of the Xbox 360.
Grab by the Ghoulies.
Grab by the Ghoulies, yes. Grab by the Ghoulies is not as bad a game as people to be. It's actually pretty okay. Isn't that the one that had that was that the one that had the really cool soundtrack that had like all those like covers of old songs written by like new artists?
I don't know. I haven't played it since I was like 13.
Is that the Xbox game? The original Xbox game?
Yeah, the Xbox game.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think so. Anyway, never mind.
Yeah.
They had made Sea of Thieves, which is it's a hard game to describe in a lot of ways, but it is a open, I guess you could say, open world pirate adventure game where you can play yourself or with a group of friends as a group of as pirates who man your ship, go on like quests to find treasure or to fight skeletons, or to kind of run down different type of quests. I think there's 3 different types of quests. There's ones where you have to fight skeletons, ones where you have to find treasure chests, and ones where you have to kind of pick up merchandise and bring them back to vendors. And along the way, the game populates with other real people playing the game. And so you can get into player versus player encounters, ship versus ship encounters with other players. And you can, sink their ship, steal their treasure, not really steal their ship because they keep kind of respawning on it. But, and that's what it's supposed to be. The promise of it was, here is this like really fun sandbox for you and your friends to jump into, and a bunch of crazy stuff can happen, and you can have a good old time and, be a pirate for a little while. And along the way, they did a lot of alphas and beta tests. This game got announced a long time ago. Lots of alphas and beta tests. And, I played a couple of the betas earlier this year or late last year. I can't remember exactly when it was. And my feeling after playing the beta was like, okay, like this is a pretty cool skeleton for this game. I can't wait to see when the whole game comes out what makes up the game itself. Like what's going to be the content in the game that propels you forward on these missions? How are the missions going to change? How are they going to diversify? What are the things that are going to happen? And the real problem with Sea of Thieves, and I haven't played a lot of hours of it. I've played maybe 4 hours of the game, is that what was there in the beta is pretty much what's there in the full release. And the game, I think, has a really solid foundation to it, whereas I think the ship mechanics, especially the cooperative aspect of piloting your ship, is really fun. And there's a lot of kind of moving parts, and you have to, you have to work together to make sure you're directing the ship the right way, that you're not running aground, all this kind of stuff. And it has like silly, stupid stuff in it too, where, you can get drunk and, you can like take the map you have, and or any item you have and show it to another player. So you can just, and it's meant to just be like, hey, this is where we have to go. So you don't take out your map, but it's a fun little thing to use to grief other players or to mess around with other players. And, Justin, Andy, and I streamed it for like 2.5 hours, like last week. And I had a ton of fun just finding different opportunities to startle Justin by suddenly coming up into his view when he was piloting the ship or looking at the map or whatever. And like, that was a lot of fun, right? But we played for 2.5 hours, and at the end of 2.5 hours, I was like, we really haven't done anything. And it's not because we were goofing around the whole time. It was because the mission structure is such that it takes so long to get somewhere and so long to get back that you spend a lot of time doing not a mission that doesn't consist of very much. And the other part of it was in this one mission, this was the thing I think that kind of broke all of us on the game a little bit, which was that we had a mission to go get some chickens and bring them back to a merchant. And the idea of it was you have to go to this one merchant, get chicken coops, take them on your ship, and then you have to go out and find chickens. And they don't it's not like, hey, here you go here's the island in which you can find chickens, or here's a clue in which here is the island you can find chickens. It's just like, go find some chickens. So we're like, okay, let's just go to like an island and see if there are any chickens there. And on the way there, Justin saw like, oh, there are these birds circling in the water. That usually means there's there's a sunken ship there. Let's go over there and try to find it. But on the way there, we ran into like some other pirates, and we ended up them getting the better of us and sinking our ship. And so we respawned on an island, and I was like, oh, hey, look, we're on this random island, and here are the chickens that we need. And so we went back to the ship, but the coops, because our original ship had sank, were gone. And so we had to go back to an outpost, find a merchant, and get the coops. But the problem was we went there, the mission was still active, right? But the merchant didn't have any coops for us. So we had to literally cancel out the voyage that we were on and start a new voyage that was kind of the same thing. It was like, find a gold and red chicken instead of find a black and white chicken. So we put that one down. We got the coops. We brought them onto the ship. We went to the island where we had saw the chickens. We finally hunted the chickens down, put them in our coops, jumped into the water and swam over to our ship. Just before we get to the ship with the chickens in our coops, the chickens disappear out of our coops. Because they apparently drowned, but there was no warning that like, hey, they're about to drown. And we were carrying them above the water. So at that point, we're just like, okay, we're done. Like, we can't do that. We can't do anymore tonight. Like we just spent an hour trying to do this mission, and there's no like incremental progress, right? So it's just like, if you don't do it all, none of it is done.
It's the pirate's life, Bobby.
Yeah, it's the pirate's life, I guess. But in this case, it wasn't because another ship came and like sunk our ship and took our shit. It was because the chickens for no reason died in the water. So that's, I think, the kind of the frustrating part of the game. The other part is that like a lot of the missions are very much the same. They're very much go to a place and get a thing or kill a thing. There's only one really kind of enemy in the game, which are these skeletons, unless you run into the Kraken in the water. Which is kind of a cool thing, but it didn't happen to me so far. Positive things I'll say about the game is, my goodness, is it a beautiful looking game? The water in the game, it's the best looking water I've ever seen in a video game. The weather effects, the lighting effects, everything. It's just absolutely stunning. Like, you can sit there and look off the ship when the sun is rising, and the waves are breaking against your ship, and it's just gorgeous. And like I said, the actual sort of things that you're doing as far as like manning the ship, and even the combat, which is very rudimentary, has its own sort of issues with tedium, is not bad. It's fun, but it just feels like there is no content in the game to support what's here. And I know there are people who are listeners of ours that are playing it and enjoying it. And whenever I see anybody playing it, I'm like, oh, I should go back and play more. But then I think about what we actually did.
The chickens,
and it just really takes the wind out of my sails. No pun intended. No pun intended.
Oh no, come on.
No pun intended.
You can't talk about sales and then not make a...
Well, I didn't mean to make a pun, okay?
Well...
It was a pun, but I did not mean to make it, okay?
You should own that shit.
Anyway, so that's where I am with Sea of Thieves. I It's if you have Xbox Game Pass, which is like this $10 a month sort of like Netflix for games service that Microsoft is doing. It comes with that service right now. All Microsoft first party games are going to come with it. We talked about it previously. So for really, if you've never tried the service before, you can get 14 days for free, and you can play the game for 14 days for free and then cancel it and see. It's definitely not worth $60 in my estimation. It's sad because there's a lot of potential there, and when the game is working and when you're laughing and having fun, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing for what it allows you to do in that way. But, and I said this on the stream, if I was alone playing that game, it would be the absolute pits. Like, I can't even imagine playing it alone.
It doesn't look like it would be fun. If like, because I was watching you guys, and like if I wasn't watching, like as though I was playing, kind of like setting myself into that. I don't know if I would have fun at all. I'd probably give up on it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's so much to do that I think it's helpful that there's more than one player on the ship, just like a regular ship. Like I mean, you need more than one person.
Yeah.
And because there's so much time where you're like on the water, like if you have no one to talk to or like interact with, it's like kind of boring. You're just, I don't know if it maybe adjusts depending on how many players you have, but I mean,
yeah, it adjusts. It's just the ship size. So there is like two different ships. There's like the one that we were on, which was the biggest one, which is the galleon.
Yeah.
And then there's someone they call a sloop, which is a much smaller ship. And I will say that they're very smartly designed, the smaller ship. So almost everything you have to do is in like a very close proximity. And you can even like look over the side and see the map down below that you're navigating with from the wheel itself. So it's very smart. But what you're saying, Kelsey, about the time when you're traveling, like that's when it's like a chat room, right? That's when you're just like, it's like you're just hanging out with your friends, and like that makes it fine. It's just like, it's like when Destiny first came out and you're spending all this fucking time mining spin metal on the moon or whatever. It's like, okay, like it sucks, but I'm talking to my couple of friends and like that's fine. But like without the talking, it would just be so boring for me. Yeah.
But I see that. Like I just don't see myself playing it for that reason.
I mean, Kelsey, if we could all play together, I would love that. But because I think that would be amazing. Because I think especially you and Matt playing that game would be a good time. But I don't know. And Matt's been like evilly giggling to himself for the last like 3 minutes, so I don't even know what's going on over there. He's pointing off the screen.
Cat's puking. Cat's puking.
Oh, nice. Other stuff I've been playing really quick. I played some Burnout. We talked about that already. I got a review copy of Q.U.B.E 2, which Q.U.B.E is a puzzle game, much like if you're familiar with the game Portal. It has a similar sort of aesthetic and vibe to it. But it's a environmental puzzle game where you play as a character who has the power to manipulate these certain aspects of these like rooms, for lack of a better term, test chambers, and you have to solve the puzzles using these different kinds of cubes. So then they're color based. So like you make a cube blue, it's bouncy. If you use the orange, you can raise it out of the platform that it's in and make like either a pillar or a longer platform for you to step on. The green one actually just makes like a little one unit size cube to use, and you have to use these in conjunction to solve puzzles. It's a lot of fun so far. It's even got a pretty interesting story. I don't have that much to say about it yet. I'm definitely gonna do a video on it and play a little bit more of it. Portal is exactly my shit when it comes to video games. So, and Portal 2 was like one of my favorite games of all time. So it has that similar, I guess it scratches that same itch that Portal scratches, where I'm using my, it wouldn't be a podcast on the internet if a cat didn't make its way into it. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. it scratches that itch and uses that certain part of my brain that I just love using in games. So I'm enjoying it a lot so far. It's also a pretty good game to play when you have a child because I can just pause it and go and do other things. And I talked about Into the Breach as well a couple of weeks ago when we were doing this, and that I learned is like the perfect game to have when you have a baby because I can literally play it with one hand, with my keyboard, and with my mouse actually, and it's turn-based, so I don't ever have to worry about time running out on me. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. In addition to the game I promised I would never speak about on the show again. So
What game?
There's multiple games. That's not one game anymore.
No, there's one game that I promised I'd never talk about on the show anymore.
Oh, the PUBG.
The PUBG, yeah. I have one of their chicken dinner though since last time we recorded.
I got a lot of little bastards playing Fortnite in my class.
Oh my god, that's right. The mobile version came out.
Yeah.
That must be
I
hell,
heard it's
Matt.
good.
Oh yeah, the mobile version is very good. It's like exactly Fortnite, but on a phone. But that must be hell for you, Matt.
Yeah. It sucks. Actually, my school is kind of shitty. Yesterday it rained and there's a leak apparently right the internet machine, the server.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Oh, so the Wi-Fi shut out. So now there's a big hullabaloo between the tech department and the maintenance crew because the tech department's they're like, hey, you need to put a new internet machine in there that gives the kids internet. And they're like, we're not putting one in there until you fix the leak. And the people that are fixing the leak are like, I don't want to do that. So I had to write out a worksheet today and make copies like it's 1995. It sucks really bad. It really. This ain't how I teach. I'm having to talk to them.
Oh no! Oh no, Matt.
Yeah, but it's way better than Fortnite.
So there's been a lot of stories like all over the place, right, about Fortnite in schools and the impact of it, and articles with both teachers and students complaining about it. My question to you: it's been a long time since I've been in high school, so
it's been 3 hours for me.
Yeah. What is like the policy of schools vis-a-vis having your phone out or using your phone or whatever at this point?
Yeah, I mean it's at our school. It's a teacher by teacher basis.
Okay.
I'm ultimately okay with them occasionally checking their phone, having their phone on the desk. Like, if you want to like be the asshole who's like no phones, I mean enjoy that uphill battle, but don't. It's impossible because like ultimately, I mean, I'm just gonna, I have my phone out.
Yeah.
So.
We know, Matt.
It's the world we live in, you know. I didn't mean my voice to get that high. But no, like if they're constantly on their phone and shit like that, that gets annoying. I don't let them charge their phone by their desk. I don't let them do that because that just means they're going to be on their fucking phone all day. So I have like a surge protector in the back of the room. And I'm like, you want to charge your phone back there? That's fine, but you have to leave it there. So there's a compromise.
Yeah.
It teaches them the checks and balances.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if they have to go to the bathroom, they gotta leave that motherfucker on my desk.
Nice.
Because they will just sit on the toilet and get on Snapchat. They will do that. They will do that all day before they would listen to me.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah. They hate me.
So yeah, because I remember. I mean, again, like not many people even had cell phones. Like not many kids like in high school had cell phones when I was in high school.
I didn't even have one in high school.
Okay.
And I'm the youngest.
You are. It's true. Yeah. You're probably an outlier in that factor, though, Kelsey.
Yeah, I was a loser.
Like I got my first cell phone right after that was like a present for graduating high school. I got my first cell phone, which at the time was like a like a Nokia flip phone.
Sweet with Snake.
Yeah, I definitely had Snake on it. Yes, for sure.
Cool.
And I could program. It wasn't okay. It was an Ericsson, and I could program. You could program like ringtones using like the MIDI like
Nice.
composer in there, and like you could go on the internet and like look up. Oh, I want the Super Mario Brothers theme song in like the true tone, and you'd like download like the combination and like just type it in, and it would you could have that as your cell phone ring.
I once paid $2 to have a background on my phone.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
They gave up that ghost a long time ago. They were like, okay, we can no longer charge for
We can't do
ringtones.
this. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
Um,
there was a 4-year period where that was a market. But no.
Oh yeah. So give you a picture because I'm a little bit older than Matt and a lot older than Kelsey. When I was getting out of like 6th, 7th grade, that's just when like beepers were like going away fully. So I had a beeper when I was in 6th grade for no reason. Who the fuck is gonna
Did you
beep
sell
me?
drugs?
No, but everybody had them. Everybody had them. And it was just so stupid because like who the fuck was gonna send me a beep? Yeah, exactly. Oh look, I wrote out help.
Mom called.
Yeah.
No, make. Come on, I know what you would type.
What, like boobs or something? Yeah.
Oh yeah. 8008.
So like the big thing when I was like in high school and and junior high was people bringing in like CD players and stuff, like Discmen and stuff like that. And it was like those, if anybody saw those, like the teachers would take them away from you. And we even had teachers who were like, I'm going to take them and I'll give it back to you at the end of the semester or whatever. They had those teachers, you know? Which is like ridiculous. So that's my memory, right? Of like any electronic that was like in possession of a child at that point was like secret ass contraband. Like we could not let it be seen when we were in school ever. And so when I hear all these stories, and especially in firsthand from you, Matt, about this stuff, it seems like crazy to me that kids are like having their phone out playing Fortnite in school, because to me it's like I couldn't even fucking have my CD, my Discman out on my desk at school, or they'd take it away. Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to have like anything on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are veterans. Because of your contribution, the kids have now won the war.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm glad. I'm happy to hear that.
Let's do this. What was the worst thing that you've had taken away from you by a teacher? What was like the thing that you were like, oh God, I got that thing taken away and it was a bummer. I'll start.
Okay,
because I asked. Okay. All right. Miss Johnson in 5th grade. I was in fucking 5th grade. That's too old. That's 10. I don't know. But I brought my R2-D2 action figure to school because, you know, Cody Roberts wanted to see it, and he didn't believe that I had one because R2-D2 was hard to find for a while there, back in 1997. Anyway, I brought it. He was on my desk. Miss Johnson got all pissed off because, I don't know, she taught 5th grade in South Arkansas. And yeah, she took that for like weeks. It was like, why even have an R2-D2 figure?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, what's even the point of it? Kelsey, do you have one?
Not really. Like, I didn't have a cell phone, so like I never got it taken away. Like,
you never brought a toy to school?
No. I didn't have a lot of toys either. Like, I had like some toys, but I left them at home. Like, my parents told me I wasn't allowed to bring anything. I was like a good kid. I don't know, like.
No, you wrote fuck on Club Penguin.
Yeah, but to say this is gonna be one of those realizations where, like, in 10 minutes, she's like, "Oh, right."
We've been through this. You were age was a child.
No, I did bad things. Like I got suspended in elementary school. Like I couldn't.
Did you ever have a note taken away from you? Did you ever have a note?
Yes, a note.
Okay, what was the best one of those?
I don't know. I don't remember. I have a bad memory.
Bobby?
Despite my youthfulness.
Your turn.
I was a major square and nerd in high school, like major, like, and I was like terrified of getting in trouble. Like that was like like I was so scared of getting in trouble at all that I was like ultra good about stuff. The only things I can think of are when I was in 6th grade, it was like the 6 weeks where pogs were a thing.
Sweet.
Do you even know what pogs
I got
are,
my
Kelsey?
Yu-Gi-Oh cards taken away.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Every time we do this, she's like, "No, I was a saint. I was perfect."
We did bring toys. I even had marbles. And my Beyblade.
Are you sure you're the youngest? Oh wait, the Beyblade. There it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The marbles.
The marbles.
She's actually
I had my
85 years
Tiddlywinks
old.
and Jacks taken too.
Marbles were cool.
No, they weren't.
No,
They were
marbles were
not
cool in like 1922 or whatever.
Right.
No,
Smooth
not
rocks. What?
incorrect. In 2003, at the St. Leonard Elementary School, marbles were cool.
The smooth
Okay?
rock
Oh
that
my
has like
God.
the little rubber things on it, so that you can feel everyone's out.
Sweet.
It's sweet.
It
It's
clicked.
amazing.
We
Did you?
Oh man. Yeah. So I got my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles slammer taken away.
Ooh.
It was like
that
like
hurts.
silver, and it had like the shell carved into it, but it kind of also looked like a what's it called, manhole cover. So I got that taken away. By the way, pogs
I
are
had
really
a-
stupid. If people are listening who don't know what pogs are,
Yeah.
they're so stupid. It was
I
so
had
stupid.
I had a bad boy slammer. You remember Bad Boy brand?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was the guy. It was like the guy that was always doing this. He was
Yeah.
always doing this.
Yeah.
And he had hair like Guile.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I had a Bad Boy slammer.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
Very, very
It
cool.
wasn't.
I'm sure he
It
had.
wasn't.
I'm sure he had pogs that said like "no fear" on them or something.
Oh, no fear. Fucking A, dude. I remember going to like to the mall and like it's like, okay, $5, you get a Ziploc bag full of pogs.
hmm
And, oh, that's a good deal.
Yeah, these worthless
These
pieces of
random ass
cardboard.
pogs.
Yeah,
Exactly.
these millimeter thick cardboard like circles. That are
Remember how
just
good they
amazing.
smelled though, and you had those pog tubes.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I love the pog tubes.
yeah.
So
It
my
was-
brother was like a deviant, awful person that would always like bend it too many times, so it'd pop off. So like the pog, you could still close it, but it didn't have the hinge. Just take care of your shit, Mitchell.
Take care of your pog tubes. Come on,
Yeah.
come on. Kelsey, it's 7:30. I know you said you had to leave us at 7:30.
Oh God, time flies when you talk about pogs, but that's a game. So just like marbles,
Yeah, like marbles, the original game.
right?
I can say like 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. Guys, we're gonna take these little tiny balls and throw them at other tiny balls and try to knock them out of this little circle
Okay.
on the ground.
I can make a jump.
No, we didn't.
You have a shooter?
Listen. We didn't play those childish games. Okay, I grew up in an Italian neighborhood. It was all about trading. It was about what you owed other people.
You
okay?
traded marbles?
Don't,
Yes.
don't make
There
this.
was an
fucking
exchange.
Goodfellas.
There was a fucking exchange. Okay, we were legit.
For as long as I could remember, I always wanted to be.
Somebody got the dragon. Somebody got the white dragon. Maybe you're gonna change it for a little bit of a red dragon.
Oh, this
it was
is
like a whole
fascinating.
market.
Man, the underground Italian marble exchange.
Canadian.
Yeah,
Don't ever forget that part.
yeah, exactly. I grew up on Long Island, and that was not a thing here. And you would think that if it was a thing in Canada, it'd be a thing here.
I grew up in South Arkansas, and I'm hearing this like, oh my God, didn't I have things in Canada? Like,
There are Italians in Canada.
what? That did surprise me.
As a
I
person
go
from
there, it's cold.
as a person from what is possibly the most obnoxiously Italian place in the entire world, I will tell you that it's that it is a little bit of a surprise to me.
I don't know, Bobby. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Where
I
was
don't
this,
know.
Kelsey?
I don't know.
No. Oh,
You don't got the nanas going to Berkichi to buy the prosciutto in the morning.
I love
I
the
don't
mix of the Italian and Canadian
yeah.
accent. It's pretty
weird.
special.
Everybody talks like this. Q.U.B.E, come on.
Kuji? What is that?
What's a yeah? Okay, you can't just
Cugino.
make up words with an I at the end.
Cugino is cousin. Everybody's a paisan. Come on.
Okay.
I don't know if this is offensive.
I don't know either.
I'm not offending you guys. I'm saying you're like my cousins.
No, you're not offending us. We're not finding it
I
offensive.
know we're
But offending to like
we're worried about
Italian,
real Italians.
yeah, Italian Americans everywhere.
This is how I talk.
Kelsey, I've literally been talking to you once a
This
week.
is how I talk.
I've literally been talking to you once a week for over a year, and I've never heard you talk that way before.
Yes, but I have two voices. I have like my like Canadian academic nice little voice that I use when I meet like other cultures. And then I have like my Italian accent that I grew up with 25 years.
You know what, Bobby? I don't see a problem with it. I prefer the Italian. I want now that we are familiar with you, Kelsey, will you please continue exclusively?
Yes. Now that
Come
now that we're part of the family.
Okay, no problem. I could also speak with a French Canadian accent. I'm eclectic.
Well, that would be less weird because you're from French Canada. It would be less weird.
French Canada.
French Canada, yes.
Oh, you could come over later today and then we can have the dinner together. You don't have to worry about it.
I feel like that's just you speaking in a broken English.
That's not that much different than the Italian.
No, it was very close. They were close.
Yeah.
Callis.
Okay. So I was going to talk about how other games have disappointed us, other than Sea of Thieves, using a springboard. But I think at this point we've spiraled too far out, and I don't think we can get back to talking about video games. I just don't think it's possible. I don't think we can get back around to talking about video games.
Oh my God.
So, I don't even know where to go from here. I don't know where you segue from two very bizarre accents that are somewhat similar, off into some sort of smooth ending to this. So
I can do a Southern accent.
Well, okay, Matt.
I don't want to.
Well, you promised it, so now you have to do it.
Hey, y'all. Howdy.
Okay, Matt.
I like video games.
Let me ask you a question, because I'm always interested in this. Because I have this similar thing because I'm from a place that is known for having a very particular and strong accent, and I don't really have that accent, and you do not either, obviously, Matt.
Oh, thank you.
He does not.
Thank you.
I mean, you can definitely.
he does.
There are times when he says certain words where I'm like, yes, Matt is from the South, but
Or when he goes, that's.
How dare you?
You
Also,
do.
also, she does quite a number when she does an impression of my Southern accent voice. Please.
Oh, do you have an impression of Matt?
I'm just a little Southern boy who likes to play video games.
That's me. Hi. Oh my God, it's like listening.
My name is Matthew.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Come on down to the farm.
So
See.
Thank you, Bobby.
You're welcome. My question was going to be, is that something? Because I don't know your parents at all or what they sound like. But is that something you like? You worked to not sound that way, or was it just
my dad doesn't really have the accent. My mom she's got a real, hi, my name's Miss Wood. She's got,
That's adorable.
well, yeah, she's, she has 8 brothers and stuff like that. She always talks about her 8 brothers. I got 8 brothers.
I know. I didn't mean to turn into like a therapy session for you.
Anyway, when I was 4, my first memory was no. My mom has the southern accent. My dad doesn't really, and I don't know. I guess we were like, I don't want to sound like mom.
I'm just wondering if for me it was because it's sort of similar for me. My mom doesn't have a very thick Long Island accent, but she definitely at times you would be like, yeah, she's definitely from Long Island. Like that definitely comes out. But my dad is from New England, and New England has like the opposite like accent of New York. And I'm not talking about like crazy like South Boston like
good Dunkin' Donuts.
Not like that accent. It's like a very kind of like waspy New England accent. And I lived in England for a very little bit of time, so I think that's why I didn't develop the accent, because I wasn't heavily hearing it every day or whatever. I don't really know how. Oh, we got on this because Kelsey was doing her ridiculous multiple accents. That's right.
Oh yeah. Parmesan.
No, but it's,
oh my goodness! Oh, look at me! I'm a Kelsey.
you guys are being offensive.
No, that's essentially what you did. I hope.
But no, but I was gonna say, because like even here, like just if you meet people from central of the island or like even more west, like they'll always ask you like, do you have it? Are you from the East End? Oh, you're Italian. Like people recognize that accent. Like my mom speaks like that. My dad's not Italian, so he has a very Canadian accent. And because he's a Quebecois, French, he has also like a French accent, but my grandmother has more of a French accent because she moved from Upper Quebec down to the south. So she learned English here.
Wow.
So that's why I could do both accents.
When I get
it's
angry,
It's still questionable whether or not you can do both accents or not. They sound sort of like the same accent.
Guys, you don't live here, okay?
It's true. We don't live there. That's an accurate statement.
I feel like I should make my boyfriend speak to you guys just so you can hear how similar I just sounded.
Which accent would he be giving us?
Then you'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't know. Like you're saying, he's very
Italian.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, like that. If people aren't watching the video, it's very like very
what a dumb question we asked
from Kelsey. Anyway, so I'm going to segue into plugging some stuff for us before we get out of here for the week. I'm sure people are going to be psyched with the percentage of video games to BS talk that we had this week. But if you're really interested in accents, it's a good show for you. Or the worst show
I think
for you.
If you're really into accents, we're sorry.
Yeah.
And please don't correct us on any of this.
Or if you do so in a fun and informative way and not in a mean way. Right. How about that?
Right. Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Because I will gladly read out fun and informative corrections, but if they're mean, not getting anything. So, like I said, Matt has been streaming a good amount of Sundays in the last little bit of time here. He will never commit to actually doing every Sunday. He says he always says I think I'm like this a thing some Sundays.
Sunday night seems fun.
But you can find those streams at twitch.tv/talkinggames and the archives over at youtube.com/talkinggamesvideos. We have our happy hour this week. It'll definitely be me and Hugh. I think we're going to play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds on the Xbox. So if anyone's interested in joining us, Kelsey gave me a dirty look. 6 p.m. Eastern time. Just send us a private message on Twitter, and we'll get that linked up. A little stuff from me. We've been doing Justin Townsend, and Andy. I can never Breeden. I think that's how you say his last name. I've talked to Andy every day for the last.
Do it in an accent. Do it in an accent.
Andy is Southern. or
Wow,
sorry, yeah.
brand.
There you go. I'm sorry, Andy. That I don't think I've ever said your name out loud before. Your last name. I talk. We've been doing a stream called "Your Three Dads," because we're all dads, and there's three of us. You can find it. We're streaming through the Xbox. We're streaming to Mixer, which is the Microsoft service. It's mixer.com/your3dads. But those archives always go up on our Talking Games YouTube channel as well. So check those out. We played Sea of Thieves. There's cool Battleground stuff up there. We're going to do a bunch of different stuff. But those usually happen sort of really whenever we're going to play together, we're going to stream it. So there's not a lot of warning a lot of times, but most Sundays, probably after Matt would be done, probably around like 9 or 10 Eastern time, we would be playing then. You can follow us on Twitter, talking_games. You can email us games@talkingcomicbooks.com. If you can do so, if you haven't yet, the finale of my D&D podcast just went up this week. Our first campaign is over. And if you haven't checked it out yet, please check it out and let me know what you think of it, because I had a lot of fun doing it, and we're on to our next one now. Brian, one of our adventurers, is now the dungeon master, so having a lot of time, a lot of good fun with that. Kelsey promised me weeks ago that she was going to stream Bloodborne, but that hasn't happened. She has been avoiding me, I think, and the Bloodborne streams. So
I'm in finals.
Okay, all right. Well, you can choose who you believe.
It's there. It's on the PS4. It's downloaded. I haven't touched it. I haven't cheated.
Okay.
Haven't opened it at all.
All right. All right. My idea I pitched to Kelsey, and she agreed, so one day this will happen, because I'll just keep talking about it until she is forced to do it, is Kelsey is going to stream Bloodborne, but Kelsey's never really seen any of Bloodborne or played a Souls game, so it's going to be very interesting. I want what I told her is I want the genuine reaction of Kelsey to these things, and she basically said, "You just want to laugh at me," and I said, "Yes, but all of the rest of the audience will find it very entertaining,
especially if you do it in an accent."
Yeah. So look forward to some of that. Also, Bendis Assembled, Matt. Why don't you tell the folks about that?
Yeah, next week. No. In 2 weeks, we have a special hiatus episode coming. It is the Kree Skrull War, which is it has a lot to do with the first part of our run, and I think, not to spoil anything, since April Fool's Day unfortunately is on Easter, and there's just so many weird things to go along with that. There may not be anything on April Fool's Day, but April 2nd, I don't know, something crazy might happen. I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows?
I don't quite know what something crazy in terms of a podcast about Brian Michael Bendis Avengers goes.
Maybe it becomes a different podcast for a day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look out for that. You can follow me on Twitter at Bobby Shortle. Kelsey.
Kelsamus, KLSSAMUS.
And Matt.
I'm at Johnny Matt Wood on Twitter and Instagram.
He's got to bring the creep factor whenever he says.
On both social media platforms.
What's funny is when Matt actually does the creepy, like next to the microphone thing, he's actually using proper microphone technique.
Hi. I want to thank everybody for listening to Talking Games tonight.
Stop.
It sounds like I'm in your head, right?
Yeah.
Stop. It's weird.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Stop. I don't like listening to your lips separate.
Okay, now we're in a weird place where you're doing like ASMR.
Anyway, I've never watched one of those videos. What do they say?
What videos?
Isn't it the thing where like you listen to them and stuff?
Whatever you said when you like
I
this.
don't know. I don't know the ASMR thing. What is that? How's that? Like,
No,
say,
ASMR is just like
Just
low.
waves.
Stop.
We'll talk about what ASMR is on another podcast.
Send me some links at Johnny Matt Wood.
Oh,
on Twitter
you do
and
not want
Instagram.
people to send. No, okay, Matt.
Did I?
I will.
Did I
I'll
ask
give you a
for
little
something?
bit. Yes, because most likely if you send you ASMR links, it's gonna be porn. Okay, so just
Please do not send me pornography on my social media.
So anyway, that's gonna do the Talking Games podcast for this week. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Kelsey.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Bobby.
And thank you to all of you who are listening. Until next time, be good to one another. Like really,
Woo!
both of you.